Hi, this is Rick for EDU Mobile. In this discussion, we're going to talk about the navigation controller. Navigation controller is somewhat like a tab bar controller, except it displays its contained view controllers in a different way, one after another. So, all navigation controllers are instances or subclasses of UI navigation controller. Like a tab bar controller, it contains other view controllers, but unlike a tab bar controller, a navigation controller shows view controllers one after the other, and only in response to user interaction with a control in each of the views. So, we use a navigation controller when we want to control what users see next. So this is a more hierarchical rather than flat view controller organization like we see with a tab bar controller. Navigation controllers can be used anywhere in an app's view controller hierarchy, as long as we follow the general rule that it is always clear what the user will see when they go to the next scene or the next view controller within the nav controller. They are often used in conjunction with table view controllers, and we're going to see that a little bit later in this unit. And we're going to spend a great deal of time on table view controllers, because table view controllers are one of the primary views that we use in iPhone development. So this will allow us to display lists through the table view controller, and then allow the user to choose an element of that list and open up detail for that element or do something else with it. So how do we connect view controllers with navigation controllers? Well, remember with tab bar controllers, we use these things called relationship segues. Navigation controllers, we use things called push segues. But there is always a king, and there is always one view controller in a navigation controller's hierarchy that is called the root view controller. And this is the controller that will be displayed when that navigation controller is displayed first. So the root view controller then is the first view controller in that navigation's view controllers stack. So view controllers for navigation controllers is really just an array, but it's represented as a stack of view controllers. Then active control on the root view controller is connected to a new view controller, and to do that we use a push segue. And a push segue must have an identifier. Even if there's only one, always use an identifier with a push segue. Then, when the control is activated, the segue fires, the new view controller is pushed, but right before that segue fires, the prepare for segue sender method is fired on the view controller, on the root view controller, or the view controller with the control, and that gives us a chance to set properties of the view controller that's going to be pushed. Now, with navigation controllers and with modal view controllers that we talked about a little bit earlier, that new view controller is not instantiated until its segue fires. It's very important. Now, at the top of a navigation controller, we get a navigation bar. And this is just given to us, and it handles itself very easily. But a back button, anytime that we have a new view controller pushed onto a navigation view, controller stack, a back button is added to the bar. And that is true for everything but the root view controller. This allows the user to go back to the last shown view controller. So we don't have to worry how the user is going to get back out. There's always a back button. So it'll take us back. And what that back button really does is it pops the stack. It pops the existing view controller or the displayed view controller off the stack, and then we're left with the top of the stack view controller, and that gets shown again. So to kind of sum that up, the view controllers belonging to a navigation controller are part of a stack. This is represented really as an NS array of view controllers. We can push and pop controllers at will. There are methods like pop view controller, pop to root view controller, and so forth. So we'll look at a little bit of that as we go along throughout the course. Thank you very much.